On the pole is number 7, Richie Rohr from Canton, Ohio. Number 65, Tim Johnston outside of him. And number 2 row on the inside stick, Ray Gallagher. And our fastest qualifier tonight, number 55, Joe 9 of Leesville. Jumping out in front, Tim Johnston. Challenging on the outside, number 55, Joe 9. Number 7. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead,
Number
Chris.
65, Tim Johnston's really been running strong about the last 3 weeks that we've got racing programs in, Joe. And I look for him to be a real contender Wednesday night in our limited late model championship with drivers coming in from all over the state of Ohio.
That's right, Chris. Tim Johnston ran in the high 15s today, and I think it's the first time he broke the 15. And we're all looking forward to next Wednesday.
Well, we've got 2 brand new cars in the pit area tonight. We've got Mark Malkett, Captain Sizzle from Strasburg, who's been a real strong runner everywhere he's ever been. And Doc Dixon brought out his new Plymouth, the Mopar machine tonight, and it really sounds strong, so I look for a really good show Wednesday night. Something happened to Tim Johnston going down the backstretch. The engine must have quit or something happened.
Your leader, number 7, Richie Rohr out of Canton, Ohio. Running in second place, number 55, Joe 9, one of the top favorites here at Midvale Speedway. I think Joe's the top money winner this year so far, isn't he, Chris?
So far this year, Joe is our top man. And like you said, last year he was our point champion here at Midvale Speedway. And usually every Saturday he's our fastest qualifier. So Joe's usually the man to beat here at Midvale Speedway.
Okay, your winner, the late model dash tonight, number 7, Richie Rohr out of Canton, Ohio. While we're waiting for the next race to hit the track, we'll have a break and a word from our sponsors. Hey, John.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead. 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Midvale Speedway on the track. Our slow heat of the late model division. And with the lineup, here's Chris Talati.
Well, on the pole, we got 32, Jeff Bittaker from New Philly. Outside of him, 44, Kenny Vickers of New Philly. Back on the inside, 33, Gary Smith of New Philly. 52, Randy Gray of Uriksville. 54, Paul Miller of Akron. 84, Rick Schweitzer of Barnhill. 25, Farmer Tom Smith from New Philly. 03, Lonnie Vaughn of Canton. 58, Kenny Stevens of Stone Creek. And number 10, Craig Lindemood of Canton. And Joe, after that wreck Farmer Smith had last Saturday, I'm surprised that car's back already.
Well, Farmer Smith, that just goes to show you he's a true racer, Chris. A lot of guys would have just took their time and took a couple of weeks to get the car back on the track, but not Farmer. He's a true competitor.
Well, he made a quick exit through our number 4 hub rail last Saturday night. Damaged the car, but it must not have been too severe. So the Farmer back in action, been a real top competitor so far this season.
Your leader in the late model heat, number 32, Jeff Bittaker. We have a yellow flag. We have a yellow flag. Number 33, Gary Smith spinning out in the number 3 turn, Chris. Looks like he got a little squirrely coming down the backstretch.
Well, it looks like him and Paul Miller tangled up a little bit, maybe Kenny Vickers also, and Gary went to the infield and come out. And of course, when you don't get a complete lap in, you have a complete restart, so Gary will get his position back. It's the only time when a guy can cause a yellow flag and still get his spot back is on the first lap, so I'm sure Gary could have got the car running, but it was to his advantage just to stay there in the turn.
So while our lineup man, Joe DeCaminata, is lining the cars back up, Midvale Speedway Racing highlights.
Ready to get underway here with our heat race again. Jeff Bittaker and Kenny Vickers bring them in for the green flag from our starter, Eddie Warmack. Trying to go 3 high in the corner. Gary Smith, Kenny Vickers, and Randy Gray were 3 high there, Joe.
Yeah, it get a little squirrely. The driver, as being a race car driver, you have to have courtesy and watch the other guy also, Chris. You just can't go out there and lose your head. They're going 3 abreast again. Randy Gray going high.
It's a little slick up in that 3rd groove. We really only have 2 real good racing grooves, but Randy's up in that 3rd one, up in the loose stuff a little bit. Lost a little ground. Paul Miller trying to sneak inside of Gary Smith.
Your leader, number 32, Jeff Whitaker, out of New Philadelphia.
Kenny Stevens has moved up to 5th place now, battling Farmer Smith for that 4th spot. I think Kenny gets onto that car, Joe, and he's going to be a tough man to beat in this division also. We've got a lot of fine running machines here.
I agree with you, Chris. Kenny's been in 2 new automobiles this year. Last year he drove a Chevelle and competed very well with it. He's in a new ride this year. The car owner is John Talati out of Rothwell, Ohio. This being his 2nd car, it takes a while to get used to it.
Paul Miller really putting a strong charge here on Jeff Bittaker, trying to get around him, and Farmer Smith spins out in the turn. Paul Miller driving one of the very few Plymouth products on the track. Yellow flag's out again. But I'm sure on the restart, we're going to have to go back a lap, Joe, and that's going to cost Paul Miller his lead. He'll have to start outside of Jeff Bittaker again. Okay, we're underway again. Paul Miller now is going to have to do it all over again, Joe.
He didn't seem to have any trouble before, Chris. Let's see if he has the motor to do it this time again. Kenny Stevens dropping way down on the inside, trying to go low.
Craig Lindemuth now pulling up in the 3rd spot. He's usually in our fast heat, Joe. That just shows you the caliber of competition we have when Lindemuth and Stevens and Farmer Smith are in the slow heat. That means we got some cars that are flying here tonight.
Might want to mention that number 10, Craig Lindemuth, he was one of our hot prospects last year in the spectator division. He's come on real strong this year in the late model. I've been paying attention to his time trial, and every week he cuts it down lower and lower. I think last week he turned a 16:08, which isn't too shabby for his first year as a late model driver.
No, Craig's been doing a real good job. He's made the transition very well. Trying to battle now with Paul Miller. White flag is out one more time around.
Can Paul Miller hold him off?
Kenny Stevens jumped into 3rd spot now. Lonnie Vaughn challenging for 4th. Lonnie driving another one of our Chrysler products. We've got 4 of them running here now. Checkered flag this time around. Paul Miller, Craig Lindemuth.
Your winner, number 54, Paul Miller out of Canton, Ohio, in our slow heat in the late model division.
2nd place, Craig Lindemuth. 3rd, Kenny Stevens. And 4th, Lonnie Vaughn. And I might want to mention too, Joe, I said Lonnie Vaughn was from Canton, but I guess recently he's moved down to the Stone Creek area. So he's now in Tuscarawas County here. So there you have our first heat in the late models. We'll be back right after this.
Now you can save big bucks on Comfort Air.
Line him up again for you.
Okay, on the pole, we've got 28, Roger Leinert. Outside of him, 64, Red Evans. Back on the inside, 63, last week's Memorial Day champion, Bob Sibla from Massillon. 70, Mark Malkett of Strasburg. 78, Jack Ripley of Janayton. 6, Greg Gallagher of Bowerston. 55, Joe Nine of Leesville. And number 5, Doc Dixon of Sherricksville.
I believe number 5, Doc Dixon, Chris, took scratch on this, didn't he?
Yes, he did, Joe. I don't think the car's running right, so Doc's elected to take scratch. I also want to make note that number 7's not in this heat, Joe. He should be out there.
Richie Rohr, number 7 out.
And also number 65, Tim Johnson's on the trailer with the problem. They're working on the car, trying to get it ready for the feature. Here we go, fast heat late models. Roger Leinert, Red Evans on the front. Roger Leinert's doing a pretty good job this year coming back in the late model division. with his Camaro, but also Red Evans with a pretty good car this year.
As you mentioned before, Chris, you just look at the caliber of the racing machines on the track right now, and it just goes to show you what kind of class and what kind of racing organization we have here at Midvale Speedway.
I'm telling you, Joe, Wednesday night's race is going to be something to watch. When the boys from Akron come in to challenge our locals, it's going to be something to see.
We have an unlimited late model race coming in Wednesday. As I understand, the boys from Barberton and Cleveland in that area, they run bigger motors than we do here at Midvale Speedway. Chris, what do they have to do to be competitive, or what do our men have to do to be competitive with these people?
Well, what we've done is we've handicapped them by weight. Our boys are going to weigh about 400 pounds less than what they're going to. We can run a 4-barrel, they have to run a 2-barrel, so I think that, things are going to pretty well equal out.
Yeah, I heard a lot of talk in the pit, and you got some pros and cons. Our boys think they can't run with them guys up north. The guys up north don't think they'll be able to run with our boys down here, so it's going to be exciting. And I'd like to invite all the people out in the TV audience right now to come down on Wednesday and join us. You'll see one of the finest programs in racing you've ever viewed.
Mark Malkett and Joe Nine putting a strong charge here on Red Evans. Malkett trying him outside. Watch for Captain Sizzle, dip inside. Joe Nine now catching up. And I'll tell you about Joe Nine. He's always here to run, Joe, no matter what. He's out on that track to win the race and to put a show on for the fans.
That's exactly right, Chris. He's a true racer. Red Evans doing a fine job at holding the two guys off. Mark Malkett, super competitor here, along with Joe Nine. I think Mark Malkett drove every kind of racing machine that's built. In my understanding, he races go-karts down in Port Washington on Sunday afternoons, Chris.
Yeah, I've been told that. Doc Dixon having problems staying in the back of the pack, trying to get the bugs worked out first night out in the Plymouth. Joe Nine and Red Evans tangled up.
Mark Malkett squeaking by on the outside, Chris. Red, little squirrely coming out of number 1 turn also. Your winner in the fast heat, number 70, in the white Camaro, Mark Malkett out of Strasburg, Ohio.
I really like that paint job too, Joe, really bright.
That's a super fine looking machine, Chris. While we're waiting for our next race to hit the track, we'll have a break and word from our sponsors. On the track, our fast heat and spectator division. And with our lineup, number 0 on the pole tonight is Otis Mathias. Outside of him is 98 Wes Galbraith. Second row inside 180, Dino Long out of Magnolia. Outside of him is number 69, Brad Kresher. And in row number 3 is number 22, Baldy Baker Jr. out of Strasburg. On the outside of him, number 6, Todd Gallagher from Bowerston. In row number 5 is number 19, Jay Yazik out of Bowerston. Beside him, 77, Rick Leggett. And bringing in the rear, one of the favorites here at Midvale Speedway is 550, Kenny Carroll out of New Philadelphia. Number 19, Jay Yazik, sporting some new colors on his car tonight, Chris.
Yeah, he put a little yellow go along that green, makes it a little bit easier to see out there.
He's a true Connaught Valley fan. Those are Connaught Valley Rocket colors.
Might want to also mention too, Joe, that we've got a new division starting here at Midvale Speedway, trophy stocks. And for a copy of the rules, you can either get them here at the track or at Square Deal Auto Parts in Uricksville. And also our spectator stock division, the rules have been changed to allow some of the old-time drivers to come back and compete in the division, whereas maybe they can't afford to run late model. They can build them a car for this division, and the feature payout now pays $50 to win, so a little bit more money in it for the spectator stocks.
That's right, Chris. We also changed the claiming rule. Some of the drivers were complaining about the claiming rule we had. It was $500 after you won 3 features, and with the $500 bought you the whole car. Now you look out on the track on this heat, you have some nice cars. And granted, you know, you probably get more than $500 in a car, but we try to keep this a low-budget racing division. So we changed the claiming price to $400, and that buys you the motor. to give the guys a break. Number 19, Jay Yazic, coming from back in the pack to second place. Number 69, Brad Kresher is your leader. 550, Kenny Carroll in the red Camaro, right behind number 19, Jay Yazic. Jay Yazic trying to go on the outside of Brad Kresher. Brad Kresher doing a good job of holding him off. You look at these cars, Chris. These guys go out here and they go out and win $50 a night. I think the most they can win is 64 bucks. And it's not the money they're after, it's the sport.
Kenny Carroll spun out Brad Kreischer over there. Of course, Kenny was trying to come on the inside, and Brad spun a little bit.
I should bring
Got him on the rear end.
I should bring out a yellow flag, Chris. He's not moving, he's still on the track. So we have a yellow flag while we have a break. Midvale Speedway Racing highlights replayed on Channel TV 2. Brought to you by Haas Body Shop in Dover, Ron's Heating and Cooling in Denison, Ohio, Square Deal Auto Parts, Yerkesville, Ohio, the Pit Stop Car Washers in Dover, New Philadelphia, and Yerkesville, Greg's Body Shop in Tuscarawas, the United Banks in Yerkesville and Tuscarawas, also in cooperation with Midvale Speedway. Also, if you're looking for some oil, Mike Pacone out of Valley Mining is your local Conklin oil dealer. He tells me that this oil will give you anywhere from 6 to 8% better fuel mileage and longer engine life. So if you're looking for a good oil for your everyday automobile, see Mike Pacone out of Valley Mining for the Conklin oil products. We have them lined up. Dean Miles slowing him down. They don't like the lineup. Your leader is number 19, Jay Yazic. Number 550, Kenny Carroll second. 98, Wes Galbraith third place. Number 77, Rick Leggett fourth. Number 0, Otis Mathias fifth. Todd Gallagher driving number 6 in sixth place. And in seventh position, number 69, Brad Kresher.
Well, I'll tell you what, Joe, it's really cold up in this tower tonight. The wind's really blowing in.
You think we can talk Gene into getting us a heater and an air conditioner up here, Chris?
I don't know. I'm waiting for the kickoff. It seems like football weather. What happened to that nice May weather we had?
I don't know, Chris. Seasons are all screwed around. Jay Yazic bringing him across. We're racing here in our fast heat spectator division. Kenny Carroll in second position, challenging Jay Yazic. Jay Yazic's been the top dog here at Midvale in the spectator division this year. Kenny Carroll running second to him. Making a challenge on the inside, Kenny Carroll. Looks like he might be able to get him, Chris. Seems like he has it. Uh-oh. They bumping cars there. He's move over, I'm coming by.
Well, they both went in the turn a little hard there.
Kenny Carroll
Rick
and
Leggett trying to catch up.
Running side by side. It's going to be a good finish. We're on the last lap. This is the white flag. Kenny Carroll getting a little squirrely. They're running side by side right now, Chris. Number 19, Jay Yazic, and number 550, Kenny Carroll. Your winner, number 19, Jay Yazic. Number 550, Kenny Carroll out of New Philadelphia, third position. And Rick Leggett, number 77, running in third. I think I said that wrong, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you did.
And Kenny Carroll is second, right?
Yeah,
okay.
right. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Okay. Your winner in the fast heat in the spectator division, number 19, Jay Yazic, out of Barriston, Ohio. While we're waiting for our next race to hit the track, we'll have a word from our sponsors.
Kenny Stevens from Stone Creek. Number 10, Craig Lindemuth of Canton. 5, Doc Dixon of Sherricksville. 64, Red Evans, Uricksville. 63, Bobby Sibla of Massillon. 70, Mark Malkid, Strasburg. 78, Jack Ripley, Janaton. 7, Rich Rohr of Canton. 6, Greg Gallagher, Bowerston. And bringing up the rear, our fastest qualifier, 55, Joe 9 of Leesville.
Chris, you might want to explain to the people what this race, what pursuit race is. They start the fastest in the rear and the slowest up front.
Well, you take your 10 fastest cars, single file. As soon as you're passed, you're out. You go 10 laps or less, whichever. If the fastest qualifier can pass them all in 5 laps, the race is over. Once you're passed, you are out.
I'd like to mention also, Chris, that this will be our last race here on TV2 tonight. And if the people would like to see the feature in in all three divisions, they'll have to come down. You know, I don't know what to do to get these people down here. They watch this on TV and they see some super races on TV.
Well, the best races of the night are the feature races.
That's correct.
Well, Craig Lindenmuth made a mistake there, Joe. He moved to the outside on the start, and Doc Dixon was right there to nail him.
That's right, he's out. Number 10, Craig Lindenmuth, dropping out real quick. He didn't even get to go a lap, Chris. Doc Dixon, the number 5, he must have his cooter running pretty good right now. He's going after Kenny Stevens, number 58, and he got Kenny Stevens. Number 58, Kenny Stevens will drop out of the race.
Greg Gallagher, number 6, is out.
Richie Ward challenging against number 58, Jack Ripley. If he gets past Jack, Jack will drop out. But number 5, Doc Dixon, just screaming around the track right now, Chris.
Well, I'll tell you, Joe, they always said you couldn't get a Plymouth to go around Midvale Speedway, but I think Doc Dixon is going to show them how to do it.
I'll have to agree with you, Chris. If anybody can do it, old Doc can.
Mark Malkett now putting out Bobby Sibler.
Number 63, Bob Sibler. He's out of the race. We have 6 cars left.
5, Joe. Number 6 is out.
Number 6 is out. Number 6, Greg Gallagher. He's out of the race. And he must not know it though, Chris. Unless
he knows he's out, Joe.
Your leader, number 5, Doc Dixon's out of Shurersville. Driving in a new Chrysler product. And let me tell you, he's actually flying around the track at this point, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first night he's had it on the track. As a matter of fact, this is the second time it's been on the track. Number 64, Red Evans. And number 70, Mark Malkett, playing a little cat and mouse right now. Mark weaving in and out. Mark weaving in and out, trying to get by Red, but Red just won't let him by him, Chris.
Well, Mark Malkett's got enough experience on this track. I'm sure he'll find a way.
I don't actually think he's pushing it too hard, Chris.
Well, I think first night out, he's really just trying to find out how the car will handle.
We made him, I might have put my foot in my mouth. He's on the outside.
Something happened to Doc Dixon. He's pulling out of the race.
If I ain't mistaken, I think he got black flag, Chris.
Well, he might have run over his qualifying time. He got the black flag, so Doc Dixon got the car running a little bit better than qualifying, and he'll move back in the feature, but you can't run over 1/1500ths of your qualifying time or you get the black flag. And we try to keep all the drivers on an honest time trial, but you can't really fault Doc tonight because it's the first time out for the car, and he only had about 5 laps on it, so he's got it worked out, and in the feature they'll move him back a few spots, and I'm sure that he'll be back in there.
So there we have it, our late model pursuit. Your winner, number 64, Red Evans, out of Yerricksville, Ohio. Second row inside, number 58, Kenny Stevens from Stone Creek. And number 5, the fast night, Doc Dixon from Shurersville in a Chrysler product. Doc proved to a lot of people Wednesday night that a Mopar has as much power as the General Motors. He won our Ohio limited late model feature. Was what you could say ran away with the rest of the field. This is our dash in the late model division. The front runners bring him around for the green flag and we're racing, and oh, Kenny Stevens spinning out right away, and we'll get a yellow flag. We'll slow him down and line him back up. We'll have a restart. Kenny must have got a little squirrely coming out of the number 4 turn. Lost control of the car. So we'll line him back up and we'll start him over again. Tonight's racing at Midvale Speedway is brought to you by Haas Body Shop Dover, Ron's Heating and Cooling in Denison, Square Do Auto Parts in Yerkesville, the Pit Stop Car Washers in Yerkesville, New Philadelphia, and Dover, Greg's Body Shop in Tusky, and by the United Banks in Tuscarawas and Yerkesville, Ohio. So we'll bring them around one more time and see if we can get them going. They get the green flag and we're racing here at Midvale Speedway with our dash cars. As they come around turn number 2, they're still side by side. A couple of them getting a little squirrely. Doc Dixon charging hard to the rear. These are our 4 fastest qualifiers tonight. 3 Camaros, 1 Chrysler product. Doc Dixon, number 5. He proved to a lot of people that a Chrysler can run. I think he surprised a lot of people tonight too. Your leader after the second lap, number 55, Joe 9. Second place, number 7, Richie Rohr. And watch Doc Dixon on the outside, folks. He's got that Mopar running good. This is our mid-season championship tonight. We'll have a 30-lap feature. Doc Dixon charging hard on the outside. Richie Rohr getting a little squirrely. Doc has to back off. Joe 9, your leader by about 3 car lengths. Second place, number 7, Rich Rohr out of Kent. Doc getting a little squirrely coming out of number 2 turn. Doesn't seem to be hooking up quite right. Like a checkered flag, and your winner of our dash heat, number 55, Joe 9 out of Leesville. Second place belongs to number 7, Richie Rohr. Third, Doc Dixon, number 5. And bringing in the rear, number 58, Kenny Stevens. And while we're waiting for the next race to hit the track, we'll take a break and have a word from our sponsors. 81, Jim Herstein out of East Sparta. I think this is Jim's second night. He's running real good. On the outside of him is 77, Rick Leggett. Second row inside, 550, Kenny Carroll, the real big favorite here at Midvale Speedway in the spectator division. And on the outside, number 19, Jay Yozik out of Sherridsville, Ohio. Jay is the top contender here. He's in the Cutlass Oldsmobile. I think he's won 5 features, if I ain't mistaken. So tonight is a little special thing for them. They get to run a dash. We'll see which one is the top dog here. We have a little debris down in the number 3 and 4, excuse me, 2 seconds. They get the green and they're off. Kenny Carroll trying to make a move on the inside. Rick Leggett, number 77, high on the outside. Their leader, number 81, Jim Herstein out of East Sparta, Ohio. Kenny Carroll, 550, taking in the second slot. Jim Herstein getting a little squirrely coming out of the number 2 turn. He might lose his lead. Yes, he does. Kenny Carroll, 550, coming on strong on the outside. Can he get him? I believe so, and he does. Rick Leggett, 77, says I'll go by too. Number 550, Kenny Carroll, your leader. 77, Rick Leggett, and 81, Jim Herstein. Second place, number 19, Jay Yozik, hanging in the rear. This is our spectator dash, which is a rarity here at Midvale. Kenny Carroll right now doing a real good job. He has a 3 or 4 car length lead. Come around for the white flag. We'll have 1 lap to go. Your leader, Kenny Carroll, 550, red and white Camaro. He has a real fine looking car. As a matter of fact, all these 4 drivers do. Number 55, Kenny Carroll, looks like he's going to be our winner here tonight in our spectator division. He has a quarter of a track to go, and he does it easy. Number 55, Kenny Carroll, spectator division winner. Second place goes to 81, Jim Herstein out of East Sparta. 77, Rick Leggett. Third spot, and 19, bringing in the rear, Jay Yozik. So there he is, your winner of our spectator dash, number 550, Kenny Carroll out of New Philadelphia. And while we're waiting for the first heat in our late model division to hit the track, We'll take a break and have a word from our sponsors. Speedway, on the track, our first heat in the late model division. This is our slow heat. On the pole, number 17, Bob, can't think of his last name. I'll see it when he comes around. It's on the top of his car. On the outside of him, number 52, Randy Gray, Yearsville. Number 85, Terry Kaler out of Bolivar. Number 32, Jeff Bittaker, Dover. 84, Rick Schweitzer from Barnhill. 64, Red Evans. And bringing in the rear, number 8, Kels Thomas out of Yearsville. This is our slow heat in our late model division. And they get the green flag in the racing. And right off the bat, Randy Gray goes for the hole. Number 52, Randy Gray, shooting out like a slingshot. He takes the lead. Number 32, Jeff Bittaker, coming on strong. Number 17, Bob Schutner out of Canton, Ohio, dropping clear back to 4th position. Excuse me, that's 5th position, maybe 6th position here in a minute. Your leader, number 52, Randy Gray out of Yearsville, challenging for the top-notch position in number 1. Number 64, Red Evans, coming strong on the outside. Jeff Bittaker hooking up real good coming out of the turn. Randy Gray, still your leader. 32, Jeff Bittaker, and 64, Red Evans, challenging that lead, though. In the 4th position right now is number 85, Terry Keller out of Bolivar. And 84, Rick Schweitzer behind him. This is our slow heat in our late model division. Red Evans making a run for it on the outside. He takes over 2nd position. Randy Gray, 52, is your leader. But Red Evans running strong on the outside. Can Red get him this lap? They're running side by side right now. Jeff Bittaker pushing Randy Gray around the track. Randy Gray coming out of the hole real well here in the number 4th turn. Red Evans just doesn't seem to be able to pop him up on the outside. He might get him this time. Randy Gray hooking up real good coming out of the 4th turn. They get a little squirrely there. Everything under control. Red Evans, 64. Randy Gray, 52, battling out for the lead right now. Red Evans slingshot past him on the outside. Randy Gray pulls up on the inside again. They're running side by side. This is a white flag. This is our last lap. Red Evans shooting out again. This is a checkered lap. Red Evans, number 64, taking the lead on the outside. 52, Randy Gray, challenging him on the inside. It's going to be a dash for the finish, and it's a close one, but I believe 64, Red Evans in the blue and white Camaro has won it. Number 52, Randy Gray, I believe is in 2nd spot. We'll see here in a minute. Randy Gray coming around and believe he thinks he's won. I don't know. From where I stand, it looks like number 64, Red Evans, won that heat. Well, anyway, yes, I believe number 64, Red Evans, but he's entered in the pits. Maybe he had a problem. While we're waiting for the next heat in our late model division to hit the track, let's take time out for a break and a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to Midvale Speedway for our fast heat in the late model division. We have 2 heats tonight. This is our mid-season championship. On the pole, number 10, Craig Lindenwood out of Canton, Ohio. Number 88 on the outside in a white and red Camaro is Mike Dawson out of Delroy. In the 2nd row, inside 6, Greg Gallagher. Outside him, 63, Bob Sibler, who is the top favorite here in Midvale. He's driving out of Massillon, Ohio. In the 3rd row inside is 55, Joe 9 out of Leesville. Outside of him in the silver and blue Camaro, the sharp-looking car, number 7, Richie Rohr, owned by Tom Coltraps of Coltrap Speed Shop out of Tappan Lake. And bringing in the rear, number 65, Tim Johnson out of New Philadelphia. Coming onto the track, also number 58, Kenny Stevens. And number 5, Doc Dixon. He'll start in the rear tonight. He's the fastest qualifier. This is our fast heat in the late model division. We have 9 cars. Our fastest qualifier here tonight, number 5, Doc Dixon. He won our Ohio Unlimited late model championship race Wednesday night in a new car. It's a fine looking machine, and Doc's got his act together real good. Tim Johnson, number 65, in a red Camaro, his starting scratch for this race. He didn't get a qualifying time, so he'll be put in the back of the pack. As they come around for the start, Ray Gallagher, number 6 Camaro, number 55 Joe 9, were in 2 bad accidents Wednesday night, but this goes to show you what kind of racers these people are. They had 3 days to get the cars ready, and they're back out on the track here racing again. This is our fast heat, Midvale Speedway in our late model division. Your leader, number 10, Craig Lindemood out of Canton. Challenging on the outside, number 88, Mike Dawson. Number 6 on the inside, Ray Gallagher out of Barriston. Number 55, Joe 9, coming up strong. Doc Dixon slowing down. He might have had some kind of problem with his car. Risking it. Mike Dawson dropping out. Side by side right now. Number 6, Craig Gallagher, and 10, Craig Lindemood out of Canton. Number 6, Craig Gallagher challenging for the lead on the inside, and I believe he's got it. Joe 9, 55, coming up in the 3rd spot. Number 58, Kenny Stevens. Bob Sibler slowing down. Bob might have some kind of problem. Your leader, number 6, Craig Gallagher out of Bowerston, Ohio. Our flag man signaling halfway through the dash, through the heat. I believe 5 laps to go, and your leader, Craig Gallagher. Bobby Sibler, 63, dropping out of the race. Doc Dixon slowing down. He might be testing his car out here, making a few adjustments for the feature race. This will be our last telecast here tonight. We'd like to welcome all you people to come down some night and see us here at Midvale Speedway. Put on a real fine show. We have 2 features in the figure 8 division, and if you haven't seen the figure 8 division, you're in for a treat. The leader, number 55, Joe 9. Number 88, Mike Dawson. Number 5, Doc Dixon. And number 6, Craig Gallagher, dropping out of the heat for some reason. Running second, number 10, Craig Lindemood. 3rd position, 58, Kenny Stevens. 4th position, 65, Tim Johnson. And bringing in the rear, number 7, Richie Rohr out of Canton. Your leader, coming around on the white last lap, number 55, Joe 9. It looks like Joe 9 will be our winner of our fast heat tonight. Number 55, Joe 9, your winner. 2nd position, number 10, Craig Lindemood. 58, Kenny Stevens, 3rd. 65, Tim Johnson, 4th. And number 7, bringing in the rear, Richie Rohr. There he is, your winner of your late model division. Fast heat, number 55, Joe 9, out of Leesville. Well, that'll be all tonight, ladies and
now.
Speedway for another night of stock car racing. My name is Joe Boland, and I'll be with you tonight on the track. This is our 4 fastest qualifiers. This is our dash. On the pole, number 63, Bobby Sibla out of Maslin. Beside him, number 70, Brad Malkett out of Strasburg. Row 2 inside, number 55, Joe 9 from Leesville. And the fastest qualifier again tonight, number 5, Doc Dixon, driving a Chrysler product. Doc ran a 15:72 tonight. And I believe the next closest was 16:02. So he's got a lot of distance between these 3 cars out in front of him. And we'll see what Doc can do. On the track, our fastest 4 qualifiers. Come around and they take the green, and we're racing. And once again at Mid-Vid Speedway. Our dash heat. On the inside, 63, Bobby Sibla. Number 70, Brad Malkett on the outside of him. There are 3 Camaros and 1 Chrysler product out there tonight. Doc Dixon and Chrysler product. Number 5, running real good. Running a 367 Chrysler engine. I believe it's a Dodge Charger body style. He goes high and gets a little squirrely up in the dirt. He spins out. That's probably all we'll see of Doc tonight. Bobby Sibla, 63, your leader. Joe 9, 55, pushing. And number 70, Brad Malkett on the outside of him. Our 4 fastest qualifiers. Bobby Sibla, number 63 out of Maslin. 55, Joe 9, a regular favorite here, Mid-Vid Speedway. And tonight, driving number 70, Brad Malkett out of Strasburg. One of the driving stock car brothers in the Malkett family. Mark can't be with us tonight. We take the white flag, come around for our checkered flag. Joe 9 drops down inside, he backs off. Number 63, your winner. The dash tonight, number 63, Bob Sibla, Maslin, Ohio. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, in the blue, yellow, and red Camaro, number 63, Bobby Sibla out of Maslin, your dash winner. While we have a break in the action, we'll hear a word from our sponsors.
The area's most complete body shop is Hoss Body Shop in Dover. At Hoss Body Shop, they feature expert body...
On the track, our 4 fastest qualifiers in our spectator division here at Midvale. On the pole, number 81, Jim Herstein out of Strasburg, Ohio. On the outside of him, number 19, Jay Yazik, who is a favorite here at Mid-Vid Speedway in the stock division. Second row, 550, Kenny Carroll out of New Philadelphia, also a favorite here at Midvale. And number 83, Kenny Miskimmons out of Stone Creek, Ohio. Number 19, Jay Yazik, I believe, is the big money winner here in the spectator stock. Right now he has a lead in the dash. These are our 4 fastest qualifiers in our spectator division. These are all basically stock cars, few minor modifications, and they put on a real good show here at Mid-Vid. Also, for those of you who haven't seen a figure 8 race, you ought to come down and see us here at Mid-Vid Speedway. They run 2 figure 8 features, and those guys really put on one heck of a show. There's a lot of thrills and spills in that figure 8. For those of you who haven't seen it, you ought to get down here and see one. I think you'll enjoy it. Right now, your leader in the dash, the spectator division, number 81, Jimmy Herstein out of Strasburg, Ohio. Challenging on the outside, Jay Yazik, 19, and number 550, Kenny Carroll, pushing him from behind. They take the white flag. This will be our last lap in our dash. Jim Herstein, still your leader. Jay Yazik coming hard on the outside, but just can't seem to get him. They're running side by side on a turn. It's going to be a dash for the finish line, but I believe number 81, Jimmy Herstein out of Strasburg, Ohio, takes him at the line. Your winner in a spectator dash, number 81, Jim Herstein from Strasburg, Ohio. While we have a break in the action, we'll hear a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to Midvale Speedway for our second heat in our late model division. On the track and on the pole, number 52, Randy Gray of Yerixville. Outside of him, number 54, Paul Miller from Canton, Ohio. In the second row inside, 97, Wild Bill Sills from Jewett, Ohio. On the outside of him, number 99, Glenn Jules from Barnhill. In the third row, number 74, Eddie Nelson from Canton, Ohio. Number 38, the 38 special, Jim Coffey out of Leesville, Ohio. This is our second heat in our late model division. Our starter did not like their lineup, so he'll bring them around again. I'd like to congratulate Gary Smith and his wife for their new addition. Gary told me tonight his wife gave birth to a healthy baby girl, so we'd like to congratulate him and his wife for their new addition. Also, if you're looking for a car, see Bobby Green. Bobby Green now works at Parkway Datsun in Dover, Ohio. They sell Datsun and Lincoln Mercury and have a fine selection of used cars. So if you're looking for a car, see Bobby Green up at Parkway, Dover, Ohio. Our second heat of late model division, your leader, number 54, Paul Miller, out of Canton, Ohio. Number 52, Randy Gray, number 52, running second. Challenging on the outside, 74, Eddie Nelson, out of Canton. This is our late model division. Number 54, Paul Miller, driving the Chrysler Barracuda, running the 360 engine. They're allowed to do a few modifications to the motors. They run 4-barrel carburetors, a racing cam, headers, not a whole lot of modifications, racing tires, modified chassis. The predominant make here at Midvale Speedway is Chevrolet, General Motors product. But everybody got stunned here a couple weeks ago when Doc Dixon out of Sherricksville brought in a Chrysler. First time out on the track, ran 15:56, I believe, in a track record here at Midvale Speedway in the late model division, which is owned by Richie Roy out of Canton, Ohio. It's 15:53, so he's not running too bad. Your leader right now in our second heat late model division, number 54, Paul Miller. A good 3 or 4 car lengths, and he'll take the white flag. Barring no difficulty, Paul Miller ought to be our winner of our second heat. It's challenging for the second position, number 38, Jim Coffey, and 52, Randy Gray. Your winner, number 54, Paul Miller out of Canton, Ohio. Second position belongs to Randy Gray with a close finish. And third goes to number 38, Jim Coffey out of Leesville. Your winner, number 54, Paul Miller from Canton, Ohio. Our second heat, late model division. While we have a break in the action, waiting for our next heat to hit the track, we'll have a word from our sponsors. In Midvale Speedway, on the track, our fast heat in the late model division. On the pole, number 10, Craig Lindemuth. Outside of him, 58, Kenny Stevens. In the second row, number 6, Greg Gallagher. Outside of him, 63, Bob Sibler. In the third row, number 70, Brad Malkin. On the outside of him, number 55, Joe 9. And bringing in the rear, 5, Doc Dixon out of Sherricksville, our fastest qualifier tonight. This is our fast heat in our late model division. Predominant make, General Motors. Has 6 Camaros and 1 Chrysler. And watch that Chrysler, driven by Doc Dixon. Watch that number 5 Chrysler. That car has got some power. Fastest qualifier for about the last 4 weeks here at Midvale. Doc Dixon out of Sherricksville. Doc's an old drag racer. They tell me he really knows how to put the motors together. And I think he's done quite a few here when he come out with a Chrysler. But he sure could put that car around the track. Your leader in our fast heat number 10, Craig Lindemuth. Running second, 6, Ray Gallagher. In third, Brad Malkett out of Strasburg in a number 70 white Camaro. I stand corrected. Jim Herstein, who won our dash in our spectator division, is from East Florida, Ohio. I kept saying Strasburg. My apologies to Jim. Jim Herstein lives in East Florida, Ohio. Your leader in the fast heat and late model division, number 10, Craig Lindemuth. This is Craig's first year in late model. Last year he ran spectator division and was one of the top dogs here at Midvale. Decided he found a little money in the closet somewhere and decided he was going to go late model. Craig's doing a pretty good job. He's a rookie here this year. Right now, he's leading the fast heat in the late model division. But look out for that number 5, Doc Dixon at Chrysler. He's coming up strong on the outside. Our flag man, Eddie Mormack, has a white flag out, signaling 1 lap to go. So let's watch Doc Dixon. Doc in second position right now. He's going to challenge him on the outside. Let's see if he can do it. He's coming up strong. He's going to have a good finish here in our fast heat late model division. Number 10, Craig Lindemuth on the inside. Number 5, Doc Dixon on the outside. Your winner, number 10, Craig Lindemuth, just holding off number 5, Doc Dixon. Your winner, number 10, Craig Lindemuth. Running a fine race here tonight out of Canton, Ohio. There he is. Number 10, Craig Lindemuth from Canton, Ohio. Our fast heat late model winner. While we're waiting for the next track, excuse me, while we're waiting for the next race. Okay. The track. Hang on here. Number 38, Jim Coffey. And we'll wait for the other 7 cars to come out. This is our pursuit race. They're single file. We run 10 laps. If you're past, you're out. The fastest start in the back, the slowest in the rear. These are our 10 fastest qualifiers. The rest of the field coming out on the track. In the 4th position, number 58, Kenny Stevens. Behind him, 6, Greg Gallagher. Next is number 10. Number 10 is moving up in the 4th position. That's Craig Lindemuth. He'll be in the 4th slot. In the 5th position, it'll be 58, Kenny Stevens, I think. And number 6, Greg Gallagher. Number 63, Bobby Sibler. Number 55, Joe 9. We're waiting for 2 more cars to come out on the track. Number 5, Doc Dixon. He should be in the rear of this race. They're working on Brad Malkett's car in the number 70 white Camaro. Trying to get him ready to go. They'll wait a few minutes. This is our dash. Let's see, our dash is our pursuit, excuse me. It's our pursuit race. Goes 10 laps, or if there's only 1 car left, he's a winner. If you're past, you're out. This is a beautiful night for racing here at Midvale Speedway. This will be our last race telecast here tonight. We have 2 figure-8 features coming up, spectator feature coming up, and also our late model feature. So ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to see the rest of the races, come on down and join us at Midvale Speedway. You haven't seen a race until you've seen those crazy figure-8s run. They put on one terrific show. So come on down and join us some Saturday evening. Midvale Speedway. On the track, our pursuit race. Number 99, Glenn Jewell. Number 74, Eddie Nelson. Number 38, Jim Coffey. Number 10, Craig Linnemuth. 58, Kenny Stevens. 6, Greg Gallagher. 63, Bob Sibla. 55, Joe 9. Number 5, Doc Dixon. And waiting to come out on the track, number 70, Brad Malkin. He should go in between Joe 9 and Doc Dixon, since Doc was the fastest qualifier. He'll go in between number 63, Bobby Sibla, and number 55, Doc Dixon. So here we have all 10 cars out on the track, our 10 fastest qualifiers tonight in our pursuit race. It'll go 10 laps, and once you're passed, you're out of the race. So let's see what happens here. Glenn Jewell's leading the pack around for the start. As they come out of turn number 4, they get the green flag and they're racing in a pursuit race here at Midvale Speedway. In our pursuit race, you go 10 laps. If you're passed, you're out. So it's a survival of the fittest here. They start the fastest in the rear. Doc Dixon going way high in the turn. He gets up in that dirt. It gets a little squirrely up there. Number 58, Kenny Stevens, going on the outside of 10, Craig Linnemuth. If he passes him, Craig will go out. And he gets by Craig Linnemuth, so number 10 will drop out of the race. Kenny Stevens moving up on the outside. He's going after number 38, Jim Coffey. Looks like Kenny Stevens not fooling around in this race. He's coming on the outside. Side by side with 38, Jim Coffey. Let's see if he can pull him down the straightaway. He advances a little bit on the outside. He's going after 2. One car drops down. Number 10, Craig Linnemuth. He gets around number 38, Jim Coffey. Jim Coffey's out of the race. He slows up some traffic. Oh, and I believe he might have hurt Greg Gallagher on that move. Bobby Sibla moved on the inside. He'll probably get by Greg and put Greg out. That's one of the most unfortunate moves here in racing. If you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time, you lose. Number 6, Greg Gallagher, being passed by Bobby Sibla. 63, he'll drop out. 58, Kenny Stevens running real hard. It looks like he wants this race. Number 74, Eddie Nelson, he'll drop out. We're down to 6 cars. Kenny Stevens, number 55, starting in about 3/4 in the back of the pack. Coming up strong. He's next. He's after Glenn Jewell, 99. Glenn Jewell drops out. So your leader now, Kenny Stevens, number 58, running real hard here in the pursuit race. Number 63, Bobby Sibla, trying to hold off second spot. He gets a little squirrely coming into number 3 and 4 turns, and he'll go out of the race. Brad Malkin passing him. We're down to 4 cars. 58, Kenny Stevens. 1 more lap to go. Your leader, 58 out of Stone Creek, Kenny Stevens. Driving the John Talati Camaro here. Your leader in the pursuit race. And your winner in the pursuit race, number 58 out of Stone Creek, Ohio, Kenny Stevens. Second position belongs to Brad Malkin, number 70. 55, Joe 9, third. Number 5, Doc Dixon, bringing in the rear. Well, that'll wrap it up tonight here at Midvale Speedway and Channel TV 2. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for bringing this telecast tonight. We'd like to invite all of our fans out on the TV land who haven't seen any figure 8 races or any features to come on down here at Midvale Speedway. And I guarantee you, you'll see one exciting night of racing. So this is Joe Boland saying good night.
This is Tower Communications.
Welcome once again to Midvale Speedway for another night of exciting stock car racing. I'm Joe Boland. I'll be with you tonight. On the track is our dash. On the pole, number 55, Joe. Outside, 65, Tim Johnson. Row 74, Eddie Nelson inside. And Greg Gallagher on the outside, number 6.
Here tonight with me is Bobby Green of Parkway Dotson, selling Dotsons. If you need a new car, see Bobby Green of a Parkway, Lincoln Mercury. He just slipped a $20 bill in my pocket for that. Our 4 fastest qualifiers here at Midvale. Number 6, Greg Gallagher, tuning in the fastest time tonight. I believe it was 15:90. We'll see who's the king of the hill here tonight. Joe 9 in car 55 is taking Doc Dixon out of Sherdsville place. Number 5, he has some mechanical problems. Wasn't able to make the race tonight. They're working on his car and he'll be in the feature. We're doing the late model dash, the first and second heats in the late model division, and the fast heat in the spectator division. So if you'd like to see the features, come on down to Midvale Speedway. We have a feature in the late model division, an A and B feature in the spectator, plus figure 8, 2 figure 8 features. And if you haven't seen a figure 8, ladies and gentlemen, you're missing a good and exciting race. Our late model dash. Let's bring them out of the 4th turn, and we're racing here at Midvale. Number 65, Tim Johnson, getting a little bit of an edge on the outside. Him and Joe 9 will battle off for first place coming down in the 3rd and 4th turn. Number 6, Greg Gallagher, your fastest qualifier, starting on the outside in the last row. You have 3 Camaros. And number 74, Eddie Nelson in the Chrysler product tonight. Well, they tangle up there a little bit. Tim Johnson getting inside on Joe 9, rubbing the outside of his tires. He's still having a hard time coming out of the 4th turn. Your leader, number 55, Joe 9, in a green and yellow Camaro out of Sherdsville, Ohio. Second place belongs to 74, Eddie Nelson, Kent. Number 6, Greg Gallagher, and 65, Tim Johnson, bringing in the rear. Our white flag is coming out. Your leader, 55, Joe 9, Eddie Nelson challenging. The white flag, 1 lap to go. Joe 9, Camaro 55, and Eddie Nelson 74 Duster, side by side, coming out of the 2nd turn. Eddie Nelson trying to make a move on the outside, but lost a little bit of traction. Your winner in the dash tonight, number 55, Joe 9, in a green and yellow Camaro, and he'll take it inside. He's having a little problems tonight. He won't come around for a victory flag. So while he's waiting for the next heat to hit our racetrack, we'll have a break and hear a word from our sponsors. In the 2nd row, I don't know who belongs on the outside of him. Behind him, number 52, Randy Gray, Yerkesville. Number 44 in the orange Camaro is Kenny Vickers, New Philadelphia. Number 2 in the red, white, black Camaro with the eagle painted on the side over is Gary Marinelli out of New Philly. Beside him, number 84, Rick Schweitzer from Barnhill. And the last row, number 28, Jolly Roger Liners out of New Philly. And 99 in the red and yellow Camaro, Glenn Jewell from Barnhill, Ohio. This is our first heat in our late model division. 9 cars. Excuse me, 10 cars. We can't count tonight. They take the green flag and they're racing here at Midvale Speedway once again. Having a little trouble in the 1st turn is number 44, Kenny Vickers, and it looks like he might have a flat tire. Number 8, Kelps Thomas, your leader. 77, Bear Schwartz, and we have the yellow flag comes out. We'll have a complete restart. We did not finish 1 complete lap, so we'll have a complete restart. Kenny Vickers spinning out in the 1st turn. So we'll line him back up. Jody Cominar, he's our lineup man. He'll line him back up, and we'll have a complete restart here. Dean Miles from New Philadelphia is our flag man here in the pits. Mike Bacone is the pit steward. He inspects the late models, also weighs them. Chris Pilati is the head pit steward. Matt Plotz He is a pit steward also. He inspects the trophy stock division. And along with myself, I inspect spectators in the figure 8 division. So we have them lined up once again. And the flag man signals once one more lap. Something don't look right to him, so he'll bring them around slow one more time. While we have a break here, I'd like to say hello to a good friend of mine, Carrie Abel. She worked out at Valley Mining, the daughter of Kenny Brown, the owner of Valley Mining. I'd like to say hi to Carrie, her daughter Cindy, her son Billy, and also her husband Bill Abel. The Abel family from Denison. Still don't like the lineup. The 18th will have another Ohio Unlimited Late Model Championship. Some of the top competitors up north in the Cleveland, Cloverleaf, Sandusky area will come down and race here at Mid-Vale against our late models. We're racing here again once again at Mid-Vale Speedway. Our first heat late model division. Your leader is 77, Bear Swartz. Oh, he pulls out all of a sudden. He's experienced some mechanical problems also tonight. Battling for the first position, number 8, Kels Thomas, and number 52, Randy Gray. Randy Gray with some blistering speed on the outside, pulls him down the front straightaway. Your leader, 52, Randy Gray out of Yorkville, Ohio. Randy Gray is a pretty consistent contender here at Mid-Vale. He has somewhat of a low budget operation, but seems to make himself a few dollars every night. He's always in the race. Very seldom is Randy broke down. He'll make the feature. Or he runs with the fellas. We have another yellow flag. Mike Egerton, 87, spinning out in the 1 and 2 turn. That brings out a yellow flag. We'll slow down the race. Steve Miles singles him to pick up the pace. We'll bring him around, and the green flag is out once again. We're racing here. Randy Gray jumping out in the lead. Number 44, Kenny Vickers, and 8, Kels Thomas battling in the second position. Your current leader, 82, Randy Gray, out of Yorkville, Ohio. 44, Kenny Vickers, 28, Jolly Roger Liners, and 8, Kels Thomas. This is our first heat in our late model division. Oh, and Mike Egerton hits the wall hard in the 4th turn. That'll bring out the caution flag. That's the second time he's had some trouble, and I think this time he'll be out for the rest of the night. Looks like he's done some severe damage to the front end. That's Mike Egerton, 87. And welcome back once again to Mid-Vale Speedway. After they cleaned up the crash in the number 4 turn, we're still in our first heat in our late model division. This is our 3rd restart here. And your leader, number 52, Randy Gray, out of Yorkville, Ohio, hoping that maybe this time they can complete the race. Number 28, Roger Liner, running strong on the outside. He'll challenge Randy Gray here in another half a lap or lap. Roger Liner, also a good competitor here at Mid-Vale. He's running strong right at the moment. Right in the back door of Randy Gray. He's going up on the inside of Randy Gray. Randy holding him off. Randy running strong on the outside. This is our first heat in the late model division. We've had 3 restarts, which is unusual. But, you know, you can always get one of those nights. Roger Liner, 28. Trying hard to get around Randy Gray, but cannot do it. The white flag comes out, and we have 1 lap left here in our first heat. Randy Gray will do everything he can to keep number 28 right behind him. Holding tight to the inside is Randy Gray. Roger Liner coming hard on the outside. It's going to be a dash to the finish. Your winner, number 52, Randy Gray from Yorkville, Ohio. Second place with a strong finish. number 28, Roger Liners. In third position, 44, Kenny Vickers, and number 84, Rick Schweitzer out of Barnhill, bringing in the fourth position. There he is, your winner, number 52, in the red Chevelle, Randy Gray out of Yerkes, Ohio. Coming up next will be our second heat in our late model division. This will be our fast heat. It should consist of 10 cars. Randy Gray making his parade lap, checkered flag. Randy's carried it around a couple times this year, and I'm sure it is a good feeling. He won himself a trophy and a few dollars. So congratulations to Randy Gray, the winner of the first heat in the late model division. 52, Randy Gray. Coming out on the track. It's our fast heat. While we're waiting for the fast heat to come out, we'll have a break. Welcome back to Midvale Speedway. Once again on the track, our fast heat in our late model division. On the pole, number 7, Richie Rohr out of Canton, Ohio. Outside of him, 58, Kenny Stevens from Stone Creek. In the second row, 63, Bobby Sibler. On the outside of him, number 70, Mark Malkin of Strasburg. Third row, inside 10, Craig Lindemuth from Canton. 55, Joe 9 from Leesville. 65, Tim Johnston. 74, Ed Nelson. 6, Greg Gallagher. And bringing in the rear, number 5, Doc Dixon out of Churchville, Ohio, with a super fast machine, a Chrysler product. Jumping out in front, number 7, Richie Rohr. He's throwing a few sparks from the right-hand side of his car. I presume a header's dragging the turn. Number 58, Kenny Stevens, right behind him. Richie Rohr has missed a few races the last couple of weeks. He's had a blown motor, and I guess his budget was kind of low. He had to wait a few weeks to scrape up enough bucks to put one back together, and he's back out here again. He's a good competitor here in Midvale. Right now he's running real strong, but them sparks might make the flag man, Eddie Mormack, a little concerned. He could possibly throw in the black flag if he thinks it might be hazardous. Running second, number 70, Mark Malkin of Strasburg, in a white and silver Camaro. Mark is also a good competitor here, real good competitor. He's raced about half a season. He has a real strong car. It is a Chevy product. Mark also races about anything on 4 wheels, I understand. I guess he's into go-kart racing pretty good. And I'm sure that whatever Mark gets behind, whatever wheel Mark gets behind, the Hillmaker go around the track pretty good. Right now he's challenging Richie Rohr on the outside. Richie Rohr doing all he can to hold him off. They'll come out of the fourth turn almost side by side. Mark Malkin starting strong on the outside. Richie Rohr trying to hold the position on the inside. Mark Malkin right now with the slide edge. Richie Rohr, number 7 out of Canton, in a pretty blue Camaro. Oh, and we have a spin out in the number 4 turn. Excuse me, number 2 turn is Tim Johnston. Number 65 spinning out, Tim Johnston. And he's back on the track and racing again, but he's lost an awful lot of ground. We have a good battle for the first and second position between Richie Rohr out of Canton and Mark Malkin of Strasburg, Ohio. Fantastic race, ladies and gentlemen. A white flag. We have 1 flag to go. We'll have a dash for the finish, I guarantee you. Richie Rohr, number 7 on the inside, on the outside, number 70. Mark Malkin, who will it be? Who will it be? Oh my, what a finish. If we had a camera, I believe it would have been a photo. Richie Rohr pulling off the track. I believe Mark Malkin, number 70, nipped him right at the finish line. Fantastic finish, ladies and gentlemen. We have this racing here every night at Midvale Speedway. Come on down and see our features. While we're waiting for the next race to hit our track, we'll take a break and have a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to Midvale Speedway. On the track, our fast heat and our spectator division tonight. On the pole, number 255, Bruce Stegmeyer. On the outside of him, number 25. Let me see what 25 is. Number 25 is Alan Reinhardt out of Carrollton, Ohio. Number 7, Johnny Jones. On the outside of him in the second row, number 121 is Richard McKim. Number 712, Bill Hilliker. Number 0, Otis Mathias. 68, Ronnie Hoopengardner. 69, Brad Kresher. Excuse me, 68 is Gary Hoopengardner. He'll probably shoot me for that. On the outside of him is 69, Brad Kresher. They got the green flag here in our fast heat and our spectator division. Number 255, Bruce Stegmiller, your leader. These are our spectator stocks. They're limited modifications. And I have to correct myself, this isn't the fast heat, this is the second heat. This is the in-between heat. You have to excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not used to doing this. It gets kind of tough talking to yourself all night. And I know my good friend Kerry Obio is probably going to be out there laughing during the whole program tomorrow. But anyway, you know, you get by with what you got. Your leader, 255, Bruce Stegmiller. Second position, 714, Tim Cohen in Yerricksville. And number 68, Gary Hoopengardner in the third spot. Running side by side for second spot right now is Gary Hoopengardner and Tim Cohen in 714. For 714, Tim Cohen shooting to the inside of the track. We have a spin out in the fourth turn. It'll bring out the caution flag. We'll slow everybody down and we'll have a restart here. And this is our second heat in our spectator division. Tonight we're having an intermission, a tug of war, a women's tug of war. I believe we have 10 or 12 teams entered tonight. The winning team will receive $500 cash. Number 7 is Johnny Jones, I believe, out of Yerricksville. We have a problem here tonight. For some reason, the fellas just don't want to stay in. Your leader, 255, Bruce Stegmiller. And we have the green flag once again, and we're racing. 714, Tim Cohen bumping him just a little bit, letting him know he's behind him. But it doesn't bother Bruce. Number 714, Tim Cohen, pulling strong on the inside, running side by side. Coming out of the second turn, he gets a little squirrely. Both of them get a little squirrely. They get him under control, and your leader now is 714, Tim Cohen from Yerricksville, Ohio. 255, Bruce Stegmeyer. The Stegmiller, one of the two, running second. We'd like to thank TV2 for telecasting these races here tonight. We have fast heat in our spectator division left. Pursuit race in our late model division, plus all the features, 2 figure 8 features tonight. So come on down to Midvale Speedway and join us some evening. Your winner in your second heat in the spectator division, 714, Tim Cohen out of Yerricksville. So that'll about wrap it up tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 figure 8 features, 1 late model feature, 2 spectator features coming up yet, along with the pursuit race in the late model division and our fast heat spectators. So we still have a lot of racing here at Midvale Speedway. So some Saturday night when you're sitting in your chair and you have nothing to do, come on down and watch the races. They put on
Speedway for another exciting night of auto racing here on TV2. Our first race on the track, our late model dash. Number 65 is Tim Johnson. 10, Craig Lindemuth. 6, Greg Gallagher. And number 7, Rich Rohr. Our top 4 qualifiers in our late model division. Tim Johnson with the early lead here. Joe Boland's with me here tonight. I'm Chris Pilati. Joe, we got the fastest qualifier of the night sitting in the pits. We had a new rule tonight. If you're not in here by 7:30 to qualify, you don't make the dash or the pursuit. That would be Doc Dixon. And I'm sure this would be a different race with Doc in it.
The Doc's been turning in their high 15s down here, Chris, running the Chrysler product. He's showing these Chevrolet people that the Chryslers can run.
Also, one of our regulars in the dash, number 55, Joe 9 from Leesville, just now pulled in the pit, so him and Doc must have been working late on the cars, but they're here for the main event, so we'll have to see if Joe can come through the consi and get into tonight's feature.
Oh, I'm sure he can, Chris.
Checkered flag this time around, 65, Tim Johnson from New Philly wins our helmet dash over number 6, Greg Gallagher of Bowerston, 7, Rich Rohr of Canton, and 10, Craig Lindemuth of Canton.
Got some lights now, Chris.
Well, we just put a new some new power in a week ago, Joe, and we held off to the last possible minute here, making sure that we save everything during the heat that sometimes causes problems. So there we have Tim Johnson, the winner of our late model dash, and we'll be back with more racing right after this.
Pole number 8, Kels Thomas, Yerricksville, Ohio. Outside of him, number 44, Kenny Vickers. Second row, 97, Wild Bill Sills out of Jewett. Number 52, Randy Gray. Outside of him in the third row, 32, Jeff Bittaker. Number 84, Rick Schweitzer. Number 9, I don't know, who's number 9, Chris?
Number 9 is Dick Lanzer. He's just been out for the last couple of weeks.
And number 49, Paul Wade. It's our first heat in our late model division. Jumping out in front, running on the outside, number 44, Kenny Vickers. Number 52, Randy Gray, making a move on the outside, Chris.
Well, Randy Gray's been running real strong all year long. I think if he had a little bit better of a car, Joe, he'd show these guys how to race.
I have to agree with you, Chris. He's here every Saturday night. He runs the feature. He goes home with a few dollar bills in his pocket. I think if he had a good ride, he would be a real good competitor here, Midvale.
Number 49, Paul Wade, spinning out in between 1 and 2 turns, and this is actually his second night at the racetrack, but his first night of racing. He was here about 4 or 5 weeks ago and had trouble in qualifying, never did get to race the car, so this is his first race here at Midvale in our late model division.
Had a yellow flag. We'll wait till the cars get lined up once again. Too, Chris, because I've been looking forward all week to seeing this guy. Got the cars lined up, and we're racing again at Midvale.
Randy Gray jumping out to the lead there, Joe. Kenny Vickers kind of fell back here on the start.
I think Randy was just a little bit up on the start from him, Chris. Kind of slingshot around the 4th turn.
Bill Seals moving up pretty fast on the outside, now in second position. Rick Schweitzer's now moved into 4th behind Kenny Vickers. Bill Seals also a very improved driver this year, Joe. He's doing a lot better than he did last year.
Yes, he has, Chris.
Bill Seals trying to go outside of Randy Gray here.
Billy seems like he's disciplined himself this year, Chris. Last year he was a little hairy. He tried to take too many chances, and I don't know, maybe he got scared one too many times. What do you think?
Well, I think he just learned where the groove is on the track a little bit better, and a little bit more experience in how to handle the car. It's helped him out quite a bit. Might also mention too, Joe, we have a real fine crowd on hand tonight here at Mid-Vid to see this two-wheeled exhibition by Chuck Strange. So, well, I hope that the rain holds off and we get this program in. We have made an agreement, though, that if in the event we do get rained out, Chuck said he will come back next Saturday night.
He will, huh?
Yes, he will.
That's fantastic.
Randy Gray in number 52 continues to be our leader. White flag, one more lap to go. Bill Seal still in second. Jeff Binnicker now moved into third. This is our slow heat in the late model division. 26 late model machines on hand tonight. Lots of fine racing here at Midvale Speedway every Saturday night.
That has to be one of the better crowds tonight for the late model division, isn't it, Chris? 26 cars tonight.
Well, we've had a total of about 37 different cars off and on during the year. And I think the biggest turnout we had was 28. So
28.
If you can keep anywhere from 22 to 26 of them running, you've got a real good show.
Might want to mention also that August the 18th on Wednesday night, we're going to have our second Ohio Limited Late Model Championship. And you maybe want to explain a little bit about that, Chris.
Well, we're bringing in drivers from Barberton Speedway, Cloverleaf. They run kind of a unlimited engine rule up there with a 2-barrel carburetor, and we've handicapped them 100 pounds on the weight factor, and they have to run their 2-barrel here against our guys. And the Midvale late models weigh 2,900 pounds with the limited engine, but last time our boys kind of dusted their doors off, but this time we'll have to see, because last time they weighed 3,300 pounds, and we took 300 pounds off of them to see if it wouldn't make them more competitive, and I'm looking for a real good show.
It should be real interesting, Chris.
Okay, while we're waiting for the second heat to line up, we'll be back right after this. Heat in the late model division on the track. On the pole, number 2, Gary Marinelli of New Philly. Outside of him, the 63 car from Massillon, Ohio, usually driven by Bob Sibla, tonight being driven by his brother Paul. And Paul used to run late models here years ago. Number 28, Roger Liner of New Philly. 77, Bear Schwartz of New Philly. 45, Ed Singhoff of Tippecanoe. 25, Farmer Tom Smith of New Philly. 99, Glenn Jewell of Midvale. And number 88, Mike Dawson of Carrollton. Number 2, Gary Marinelli jumping out to the early lead here. Paul Sibla in second, and Paul is no stranger to Midvale Speedway. Drove here for many years in our open competition late model division.
What happened to Bobby tonight, Chris?
I really haven't got word on that, Joe. He might be on vacation or something. Always a strong running car, the number 63, driven by Paul Sibla tonight instead of Bobby. And also back in action after about 5-week absence, Farmer Tom Smith has got him back together. And he's always been running good this year when he's been here.
I see he's got a for sale sign on the car tonight, Chris. Maybe he's thinking about getting out of it, huh?
Well, somebody told me he was thinking about getting a new car, so I don't know
car?
what the story is.
I also heard that Farmer Smith took a little break in the racing action to coach the softball team. Farmer Smith's softball team. So, a little versatile, huh? Right now, your leader, M2? What was it? GM2?
GM2, Gary
Marinelli.
Roger Liner now battling Paul Sibla for the third position. Glenn Jewell trying to move up around Ed Singhoff.
At GM, Chris brings back the memories. Remember GM21?
GM21, Moldy Baker.
Right on. Permaglass
Super
bed.
modified.
Right.
Something's happened to the GM2 car. He's pulled out of the race. So Paul Sibla inherits the lead now, and the field closes up a little bit. Roger Liner now is going to look for an opening. Paul's been going a little high. I think Roger's going to look for an inside shot on him. He might have him down the front stretch. Roger Liner getting on the inside.
Looks like Paul's kind of backing off just a little bit, Chris. He's not used to the track after being laid off for a while. Kind of looks like he don't want to tear up the car, huh?
Well, he's probably got orders from his brother. Keep it one piece.
Yeah. Or is Paul the younger brother?
I think Paul's older than Bob. I'm not real
older?
sure.
I don't think he'd have to worry too much.
Tom Smith now moving up to the 4th spot. White flag out. One more time around.
Number 45, Ed Singhouse, experienced a mechanical difficulty. He's dropping out of the race.
Roger Leonard in the Cooper Manufacturing, number 28, our winner of our second heat in the late model division. Second place, Paul Sibla of Maslin. Third went to Bear Schwartz of New Philly in the Plymouth chassis built by Doc Dixon, I guess. And fourth, number 25, Tom Smith.
So there you have it, our second heat in our late model division. Your winner, number 28, Roger Leinert out of New Philadelphia. While we're waiting for the next race to hit the track, we'll have a break and a word from our sponsors. On the track is our third heat in our late model division, which will be our fast heat. And with the lineup, Chris Talati.
On the pole, number 58, Kenny Stevens, Stone Creek. Outside of him in 74 in the Plymouth, Eddie Nelson from Canton. 54, Paul Miller, Barberton. 65, Tim Johnson, New Philly. 10, Craig Lindemuth of North Canton. 6, Greg Gallagher of Bowerson. 7, Rich Rohr of Canton. 5, Doc Dixon of Shearsville. And 55, Joe 9 of Leesville.
What kind of lineup was that, Chris?
Well, I think Dixon had a little problem there with his car and backed out of it, and they didn't like the start, so. I think the lineup's a little bit wrong here. They're going to change it here now on the track.
And Doc Dixon should be in the back, shouldn't he, Chris, with Joe 9? Since he was a late comer. Did he qualify?
Well, he wasn't. Yeah, but he gets in his heat spots where he qualifies, Joe.
Okay.
Hold up. Well, I think that Doc Dixon goes in the back, Joe, just because he didn't get in the dash. He still was. I think he was the fastest qualifier. Being that he wasn't here in time is why he's in the. Is why he wasn't in the dash. So he will be in the back for his pursuit for the heat race.
I think he got him straightened around now.
Now they're falling into line. They're ready to go. Our flagman will let them go this time. The guys want to hang back, that's all.
Has Doc Dixon been experiencing problems, Chris?
I think he's had trouble with his foot, and I don't know exactly what the problem was.
He's having some physical problems then.
He might have a problem with his foot again tonight. I'm not real sure.
Brings them around one more time in the racing here at Midvale.
Okay, Kenny Stevens, Ed Nelson on the front. Kenny Stevens and Ed Nelson. Eddie Nelson trying to get on the outside.
Kenny Stevens get a little
sliding there in the third turn.
A little squirrely, Chris. He kind of used Eddie side of his car there as a guardrail. Rode him around the turn. Your leader, 58, Kenny Stevens out of Stone Creek. Number 54, Paul Miller. And number 74, Eddie Nelson, two Chrysler products.
And Richie Rohr just hit the wall on the front stretch. Number 7.
Had to bring out the caution flag.
Rich Rohr hitting the fence.
Richie Rohr's had a streak of bad luck this season, Chris. Special kind of event. We have some Formula 440 cars come down out of Cleveland area. They're basically what, a little road racing car, Chris? Indy-type car?
Looks like an Indy-type car with a snowmobile engine on them.
Right, snowmobile motor. They crank about 60 horsepower. So that'll be kind of exciting also. We have 5 of them here on hand tonight, and I believe 4 will race. Just put on a little expedition, whatever it's called. Exhibition, there we go.
58, Kenny Stevens, our leader. 54, Paul Miller. And 74, Eddie Nelson, trying to catch up. And Doc Dixon trying to move his Plymouth around Tim Johnson. Doc moving on the outside of Craig Lindemuth.
Looks like we're running a pursuit race right now, Chris, instead of a heat race.
Well, after a couple laps, they get strung out. And these cars, you might want to say, about the first 10 cars are pretty equal. They're usually within 10 or 15 hundredths of each other in qualifying, so it makes it kind of hard to get around somebody unless you've got a long race, which like our 35-lap summer championship feature is tonight.
When you get 10 cars to this ability, it takes a lot of driver skill.
Yes, it does. I also might want to mention that the number 2 car in the last race, the reason he pulled out was he was black flagged for running over his qualifying time.
Eddie Nelson and Paul Miller tangling up there coming out of the second turn, Chris. Looks like Eddie Nelson might have broke some kind of steering problems or something. Or wait a minute, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe Paul Miller.
One of them
Make a few restrictions, but it'll be a good race along with our regular race program. So invite all you people down August the 18th on a Wednesday evening. We're racing once again at Midvale Speedway. Your leader, 58, Kenny Stevens. Number 6, Greg Gallagher. And 65, Jim Johnson running second and third. We have 2 laps to go, I believe, Chris.
Doc Dixon's really flying on the outside, and Greg Gallagher, I think, just got on the inside of Kenny Stevens. Greg Gallagher sitting on the inside of Stevens. 1 lap to go, side by side. Dixon fighting Johnson.
Kenny Stevens doing all he can to hold him off on the outside, but it's kind of tough on that groove, Chris.
Doc Dixon slides into the number 3 hole. Kenny Stevens, Greg Gallagher. Looks like it's going to be Greg Gallagher.
With
And
Doc
Kenny Stevens held on for second.
I think you got a little help from Doc Dixon there, Chris. Kind of
Well, I
pushed
think
him a little bit.
At the end of the race there, it looked like Doc Dixon put Plymouth on the back of that Chevrolet of Greg Gallagher, because he put her to the metal.
He might,
Put his nose all the way up in there trying to beat Kenny Stevens, but he just couldn't do it.
if he had any ink on there, I believe he would have stamped her on there.
So there we have our fast heat in the late models. And we'll be back with more auto racing from Midvale Speedway right after this.
Can't seem to find car. Number 180 is Dino Long. 83, Kenny McSkimmons, and 19, Jay Yazik. This is our fast heat in our spectator division. Your leader, we have a mix-up in the turn number 2. Looks like everybody gets out of it okay except for car number 22. He's up against the wall. It brings out the yellow flag. We'll have a complete restart here. Number 550, Kenny Carroll, and number 68, Gary Huppengardner, leading him around for the start. And we're racing once again here at Midvale Speedway. 550 Kenny Carroll jumping out real quick. Kenny told me earlier tonight he's having a little trouble handling, but it seems to me like he's running pretty good here at Midvale. Last week, he took a sweep. He's starting to smoke. Kenny Carroll may be having a little engine problem tonight. But last week he won his heat race. He won the dash. We had a spectator dash. He won a pursuit race, and he also won the feature. So he had a clean sweep. And he's blowing a little smoke right now. Second place, number 68, Gary Huppengardner. From Yerrick, Ohio. Gary's in a new car. This is his 3rd night out in Camaro. The 22, I believe, is Baldy Baker. Strasburg. Kenny Carroll pulling out. Number 68, Gary Huppengardner, your leader. Kenny McSkimmons, number 83, going high in a number 3 and 4 turn. Losing some traction. It looks like he lost a few places there. He's running alongside a 6, Todd Gallagher. Number 68, their leader here in our fast heat, our spectator division, Gary Huppengardner. And right now, he seems like he's having no trouble. Number 550, Kenny Carroll, was our leader. He pulled out of the race. I believe he's having some motor difficulty. We kind of cracked down on these guys tonight. We find that this is a sort of a limited stock division. no racing tires, and we found some racing wheels, and we found some motors that I believe were a little bigger than what they should be. Some other modifications done to the chassis that are illegal. So we kind of put the clamp on them tonight. Next week, there's quite a few people that better have changes made on their cars, or else they're going to have to sit out a week. So right now, your leader coming up for the checkered flag, number 68, Gary Hupengardner from Garrettsville, Ohio. And if I ain't mistaken, I believe this is Gary's first checkered flag here this year at Midvale Speedway, and especially in car number 68. This is the old Silver Fox 2, number 68, Gary Hupengardner. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, your fast heat in the spectator division, 68, Gary Hupengardner out of Garrettsville, Ohio. So that'll end our racing program here tonight. Excuse me, we have one more race. We're going to show reaction when we get out of the fans, and also I was told earlier that there's 10 or 12 of them going to come back next week, and we're going to have a racing program with these people. They're Formula 400s. They run Chaparral 42, Pat Madden out of Cleveland, Ohio. He's driving a micro Belmont prototype car. Outside of him is number 1, Ron Schoolbin. He's driving a Red Devil. He's from Seven Hills, Ohio. Let me see, on the inside in the second row, I believe it's number 3, Chris Terry. He's also driving a Red Devil. He's from Chardon, Ohio. And number 7, Andre LeBanca, driving a micro Belmont prototype. He's from Berea, and I believe he's the man that started this whole class. And so we'll just sit back here and watch him run around the track here for a few laps. There's 4 of them here tonight. Next week we're hoping to have 10 or 12 of them. I guess they're in the price range from anywhere from $1,800 to $4,000 or $5,000. It all depends on what you want to put into them. But from talking to these gentlemen here tonight, they get about 3 seasons out of this one set of tires and one motor. You don't have to worry about anybody cheating, because the only way that you can get any more horsepower out of these machines are by tuned exhaust systems. You can't alter the carburation, you can't alter the motors, because they tell me if you bore the motor, they'll go just the opposite. You'll lose horsepower. So right now your leader is number 42, Pat Madden, out of Cleveland, Ohio. He's driving a micro Belmont prototype, and I believe the cars number 42 and number 7 running right beside him, they're prototypes. They're hand-built models by Pat Madden, and also by the driver number 7, Andre LeBanca. They own a foreign car dealership up north, and these two fellas are hot and heavy in this here division. They run on oval tracks. They're going to run on some road racing courses. They're solid suspension cars, and I think they're kind of nifty. The checkered flag just was thrown, and number 42, Pat Madden, out of Cleveland, Ohio, is your winner. He's driving a micro Belmont prototype. So there you have a sneak preview or a sort of these Formula V 440 cars. And we're hoping to have 10 or 12 of them back next week. Have a pretty good program for you here. So there is your winner in our Super V class here at Midvale Speedway. Number 42, driving a micro Belmont prototype, Pat Madden, out of Cleveland, Ohio. So this just goes to show you here that at Midvale Speedway we look at all kinds of racing programs. We have these Super Vs here tonight. We have Mr. Strange, who is a stunt driver. He drives a pickup truck on 2 wheels. He's going for the Guinness World Book of Record here at Midvale Speedway tonight. He's going to try to attempt to ride around the track on 2 wheels with 10 laps, with the girl, believe it or not, standing or sitting in the back of the bed. So it'll be kind of interesting to see. So that'll wrap it up once again at Midvale Speedway. Along with Chris Talati and myself, Joe Boland, we'd like to thank TV2 for having us here tonight. And we'd like to invite all you people down